everybody. I am the banker Jonathan here with my homie Will
What's up,
Mark
Baker?
out in North Carolina.
Oh gosh, all my neighbors are probably like, "What
And
the right now?" Sorry, y'all.
we're here. We're here to talk to you today about budgeting your travels, aka what I'm going to call travel blasting. So I think of travel blasting as going on because most Americans or most people around the world even will go on like small little vacations per the allotted time from their company. So let's say like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I managed to get a whole month off, which is great. But not to brag at all. But
It is great to be fair, though, John. I mean, you know, we all do kind of want to be you a little bit in our own way.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, travel blasting, you get that 1 week out of the year that you want to travel, go overseas or something, and so you have a little blast, okay, during this travel time, where you end up spending a lot of money or you end up spending a little bit of money. And I think that there's effective ways to travel. When I look at ways to travel, I look for the most cost-effective and the most, not really dumb, but most fun thing I can do, you know?
Oh gosh, this isn't about to be a pitch on going camping, is it?
No.
No.
Don't get me wrong. Camping is fun. Camping is a blast. I enjoy camping.
I know you're talking about your camping and your hiking, and I'm thinking, gosh, this is the most economical way John probably travels is taking his tent with him.
Look, be homeless, okay? Look,
Hey.
just hike on the streets. You can find somebody there. No, that was a bad joke. For crude humor, but no, like if going overseas, like for example, I've been looking to go to like a new country. I have the whole month of January off, so I'm like, oh, I should go to a new country. I'm gonna have a blast. So I was looking at different flights, and I even I don't know where it went. Actually, it's right here. Never, I'm not gonna pull it out of the book, but I have a lot of books on my desk. But I was looking at flights for different places to travel. So I went on Google Map. I went on Google Flights, incognito.
Is that who? So that's going to be my first question in this stop of our travel journey, John. Is Google Flights the best to use? Because I think that's kind of the common name that people go to. If it's not, that's probably where the search engine is going to take them initially if they don't know where to go. And if it's not, is there a better place than Google Flights that's going to give you all the options?
See, there's like those third-party flight servicers, I guess would be the term for them, where it's like you go through like Expedia, for example, and it's like you can book flights through them. But I personally just like to book straight through the airline. You know, I get to use points, I get all these advantages. And it's like that's just what I like to do. When I go to when I book Southwest, you can only book Southwest through their like app or the website. So I do it that way. Or like when I bought my plane ticket to Thailand through United and all that, I went through the United website. But I think Google Flights in general is good at looking at prices in the area and how they vary between airlines. I press the search bar, I put in my dates, and then I look at whatever flight's cheapest for that date. I know there's like all those little hacks, like having a VPN or like what was it called? Buying your flights on Sunday because it's cheaper on Sunday than it is on Monday for some reason.
Yeah, I will say whenever I do shop for flights, I do use the VPN and do the private search thing because I would like to hint on that for a moment because a lot of people may not be aware about just how corrupt and shady airlines are. And I mean, we've called them out before on this show, so we might as well do it again. But you know how, if y'all aren't aware of this, what John is talking about using a VPN is because when you go to search for a flight in Google, yes, Google is doing this to you, America. If you know how like if you go search for anything now, you get all those ads on social media. You know, you can't even think of a product now without it showing up everywhere on your computer. Well, the same goes for when you search for travel. And when you do that, and when these the Google as well as the airline companies know that you are shopping to go somewhere and know that that you are going to spend money to go on this trip, they actually start raising the prices every day, not across the board, just on your screen. And I don't even understand how they can code that to work that way, but I guess they register your IP address. And so if literally prices vary in America based upon the IP address that the website is getting sent to. And ask me how that's fair. I don't have an argument to even begin to support it, but that's what you're referring to with the VPN, right, John?
Yeah, it's a lot of people use it now to book their flights. Me personally, like I've tried using it. For me, it was like maybe a couple, like, you know, it was like $10-15 difference. So it wasn't anything significant, especially when you take like international flights to Asia. Like those suckers are thousands. You know, Bali, like, you're talking 1,500 for an airline ticket. You know, and it's like that $10-20 probably won't do much. I mean, you if you really want to, you can. But I just don't see a huge thing for it.
Hey, spend the $20 a year, $19.99. Go to CyberGhost, CyberGhost VPN. Tell them Will from the Will's World podcast channel sent you, and you can pay the $20 and get an entire CyberGhost annual subscription for a verified private network for the same price.
Referral link for Will down below.
Yep. Referral link in the video. Click like, subscribe on the YouTube video, and all that good stuff. Sorry, John. Didn't mean to steal your thunder.
No, you're good. But like, I don't know if it's happening. You know, like before we start recording, full disclosure, Will and I were talking about hostels. I like to stay at hostels. I think they're a good time. I think I meet great people. I've never had a bad experience.
That's all you, John. I'm more of a Ritz Carlton kind of guy. You know, that's my version of economic travel.
Hold on. In a hostel, okay, if you're looking for a good time, you get a bunk buddy. Some of those hostels, you're talking $7 a night. U.S. currency, $7 a night, which is crazy.
Yeah, and I bet you will get a bunk buddy, and usually they do male and female bunk houses. So that all depends upon what you're into.
Yeah, but like it's a fun time. You know, you immediately, like, we clicked with the group so quick. Last time I was in a hostel, like, you know, we ended up going to the bars with them. We visited a bunch of temples with them. Like, it was a good time, you know. And it's like, I think the experience is worth it. I mean, I feel like if I just stayed in hotels every time I went traveling, not only would it be expensive, but it'd be a little lonely. You know, like I just not a big fan. So.
I get, yes, if you're going to socialize though. So, but at the same time, if you're staying in a hostel and you're saving the money, aren't you losing it on the back end for all the the bar tabs, the eating out, the cab fares, or I mean, I don't know how the exchange rate works in Thailand, but what other than the $7 a night lodging fee if you go on that budget travel route, John, where are the other categories of your money going to be spent on this ideal budget vacation?
Well, obviously, like, you know, you're there to have a good time. You know, it's like I don't go to a country and, you know, I'm not a penny pincher. You know, I'm not trying to keep all my shekels. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think, like, obviously
you're not trying to keep all your shekels. We need to put that on a T-shirt and quote you and timestamp it, because there's going to be a lot of people that never believed that came out of your mouth, John.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's like, I'm a person that learns from mistakes, and my last mistake was I didn't spend enough money, you know.
There's a lot of wisdom in that.
A lot of people like over budget, and I think those are the instances where it's like, you know, if you get your own hotel room. But like, if you have a hostel, like, you got to think, quick lesson, opportunity cost. If you take the hotel, you have less money to spend out at a night with with everybody having a good time. If you take a hostel, the price is substantially lower, so you have more capital to go fuck around, and it's like, it's a beautiful thing, you know. And I think I think hostels are the way to go. I think, you know, if you're trying to travel on a budget and trying to have a good time, it's probably the smartest idea. I mean, anytime I look at international flights, I always look at hostels. So.
What about other? I mean, so there are some things, you know, that like on the ground expenses, like cab fares or Ubers, that you're not going to be able to avoid if you're not going to get a rent a car. You know, there are some areas that you can save money when you're traveling. You know, they still have grocery stores everywhere, so you could always go to a grocery store to get snacks instead of eating out every time. What are some other common areas, though, John, where people will be presented in international traveling with unexpected or unplanned for expenses? And what are some of the easiest ways to plan for those and then combat them?
Yeah, I guess that's a good question. So I guess I have a go wrong fund. You know, like, anything that happens or goes bad, you know, I've got something set aside for it. You know, and now granted, it wouldn't cover like everything. Like, let's say you know, one instance we had where I saw was some dude got caught smoking in a no smoking zone, so he ended up going to Thai prison and got fined like $2,500 or something.
Really?
Which is crazy. And it's like, because it's a serious offense, I guess. But
Was he a citizen of their country, or was he a tourist?
he was a tourist. Yeah.
Oh. Was he American?
I don't think so. I think he was Australian. But
I could see them doing that to an Australian citizen and being like, what are the Australians going to do about it? They do that to an American citizen, though. There might be a little bit more of a political, you know, I do give our country credit. Like, if you're a citizen that is in good standing and you're not a terrorist, even if you're a shithead to some extent, if you go mess up in a foreign country that we have relations, or that we don't have relations with, they will come get you. Or if they don't come get you, they'll start talking about you on the news to create an international incident of hearts and minds. So,
Afghanistan.
yeah.
Yeah.
Been there, talked about that.
But yeah, I mean, like, I guess just be smart about it. You know, if you know something's wrong, probably don't do it. That's a good decision. I mean, the internet's a beautiful thing. Google is a beautiful thing. You could always look up the prices, averages. You know, like, type in, you know, let's say you want to go to Nigeria, which I don't know why I thought of that, but let's say you want to go to Nigeria and you look up, like, what are the alcohol prices in Nigeria? Like, if you think you're going to do a lot of drinking, that might be worth, like, searching up, I guess.
But how much you're going to do might be worth smuggling it in.
Yeah, I mean, like, in Thailand, like, when I looked it up, it's like, oh, it's the same price as the liquor in the U.S. Or, like, you know, how much is an iPhone in Thailand? And then it's like, oh, sometimes it's more expensive than something you would find in the U.S. Like, those things like that.
That's what I'll start looking at doing, John, is doing international purchasing. Like, what if people buy a lot of in America that we can buy cheaper in a foreign land?
Do a little bit of drop shipping, huh?
Or whatever.
Outsourcing.
Yeah. We could go on an ammo purchasing run, you know, to trash Afghanistan somewhere. I'm sure that'd be fun.
Yeah.
If we made it out alive.
Yeah, I mean, like, the internet's a great thing. Just do your research. There's plenty of blogs out there that talk about these countries, you know, like, and the bad experiences of places not to go to, where you're probably going to get robbed, like, what not to do. Like, don't leave your wallet out on the beach while you're swimming or something. You know, there's so many factors that play into, like, keeping your money, and, like, the little things like hostels, like $7 a month or $7 a day versus like $50 a day. Like, there's
the hostels, John. The hostels have safes for you to lock your things in, like hotels do, or you.
So it kind of depends. I mean, they're all different, but, like, some of them have, like, cubbies, and then you bring your own lock, and then you can put the lock on the cubby. That way your stuff is safe. Or, you know, you could always find ones that do have lock boxes. I probably wouldn't trust it, though, because, like, you know, I would rather know that my lock is on there, and I'm the only one that has to do it.
If you're traveling internationally, so you have the money to travel internationally, and you're, like, carrying around, like, loads of, like, bricks of cash or diamonds or gold or gems with you, like, you shouldn't be staying in a $7 a night hostel. Like,
I remember
bring for the $96.99 and put yourself in a Holiday Inn. There you go, John.
So Will, last time I went to North Carolina, he gave us these fake 20s, right? They look super real. They're crazy. Well, I had mine inside my carry-on. So I had, like, these giant wads of cash in my carry-on. And I didn't even think about it until, like, I had just sat on the plane, and I opened my bag, and there's some giant wads of cash. And I'm like, this went through that x-ray machine. Like,
Yep.
They must think I'm loaded. You know, like, they must think I'm on a mission in that plane. Like, Will, I brought this up to you the month of January.
I know.
And you ghosted me about it. Like,
I will get you dates, I promise. Guys, y'all comment on this video. Let us know where you think we should go. We'd love to come see you anywhere in the world and shoot a how to travel to your city and state on a baller budget. So, y'all, thanks for joining us this week. This has been Weekly Wallet Wagers. John, myself, we'll catch you next time. See y'all.